Hello, my name is Juliet Moody, and I am the Executive Director of Scheduling here at NAEGELI Deposition and Trial.
And my name's Tom Hazelhurst, and I'm the Assistant Director of Media.
So today we're going to be showing you everything there is to know about NAEGELI's remote video conferencing.
If you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please use the chat feature that is located in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If we do not get to your question during the live Q&A at the end of the session, we will respond to your question via email afterwards.
So, Tom, could you tell us a little bit about your department's background in media and film?
Absolutely. The video department is led by David Olvera, who has 30 years of broadcast television experience. He is an expert in facilitating these remote testimonies. He also has an assistant who has been nominated for 3 separate Emmy Awards and has 20 years of video production experience.
Oh. Yeah, well, thanks for that overview. Attorneys, paralegals, legal assistants have been, wondering what even is remote video conferencing?
Remote video conferencing is a simple process that allows anyone to connect remotely from anywhere in the world. All you need to connect is an internet signal, a laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Our video department will send a link to all the participants. Click on the link and you will join the meeting, just as you all did today.
Great. So sounds pretty easy since, you all joined today. It's as simple as clicking that link. And I also agree, our clients have been finding this service very useful. You don't need to travel. You could just sit in the comfort of your own office and, conduct your deposition from there. So, you have all your materials, you're comfortable. It's been very useful. Tom, what kind of hardware would someone need in order to connect to one of our remote services?
Well, like we just said, you can use a video conferencing unit, you can use a laptop, an iPad, or a smartphone. You have the choice of the device that you want to use. Ultimately, we are going to run the audio over the phone, so it doesn't matter which device you pick to display your video.
Okay, great. And then, so what if an attorney, doesn't have a webcam or, the deponent doesn't have a webcam? How are we going to get them connected?
Well, you're going to have 2 different choices. If you do want to see the deponent but not be seen yourself, we can still send out your links and you can join via video, but your video will not be activated. That will still allow the attorney to see the deponent and see how they are responding to the questions. Alternatively, you can join via teleconference.
Okay. Great. Awesome. And then I think we can also get that laptop out to them too, right? If need be. So if you do need a laptop, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, we can get you that laptop as well. I know you briefly touched on running the audio over the phone. Would you mind elaborating as to why your department does that?
Sure. We don't want internet signal strength to impact the proceeding in any way, shape, or form. So all participants will dial in using telephone audio instead of running the audio through their computer. That way, if there is any internet stability on location or say at someone's residence, it's not going to impact the audio feed and that will remain clean throughout, regardless of whether video drops out or not.
Great. So, hot topic is how do you make sure that the system is secure? I don't want any unwelcome parties or any surprises happening, during my remote proceeding. How does someone go about making sure it's secure? How do we do that?
That's a great question. And a lot of the negative press has come through some user error where the meeting rooms have not been made secure. So we have an expert remote technician who will oversee the meeting or the deposition from start to finish, and that person will also act as your gatekeeper. That gatekeeper will verify the identity, make sure that they are a listed participant before they're allowed entry into the meeting room. And you can see that we have the waiting room displayed on the screen in front of you right now. Once the participant is verified, then our host will give that participant entry into the meeting where they can then start to communicate with all the other participants.
Great. Thanks, Tom. And so, is there any way that a client can speak, or an attorney can speak with their client privately, or the client can speak with their attorney privately so that, opposing or no other counsel's here, like a breakout room kind of setting?
Yes. If co-counsel wants to chat together or an attorney wants to chat with their client, we have the option to send the participants into a breakout room. Okay. The breakout room will be facilitated by the host, by the technician. He will take those requested parties and move them into a separate room where you can then have a conversation away from the ears of opposing counsel.
Great, thanks, Tom. And then, it really sounds like this technician's a key component in making sure that you get that privacy, that security that, you definitely need when it comes to these remote proceedings. A common question here is, I'm coming in remotely. How am I going to distribute my exhibits?
Well, the attorney could send those exhibits to all participants and then the court reporter and opponent, if the two of them are appearing remotely as well. Or the attorney can send their exhibits to schedule@naegeliusa.com, and a member of our scheduling team will distribute those exhibits to the participants.
Great. So, a follow-up question that often, comes with how do I distribute my exhibits is I don't want opposing counsel to see, I don't want the other parties to see my exhibits beforehand. How do I get those, into the eyes of all the parties there live, just as if I'm there in person? Is that even possible?
It is. We do have a screen share feature that will allow you to do just that. As long as the exhibits are loaded onto the device that you are connecting to the meeting with, you will be able to share that exhibit when you want to. You can keep it private up until you're ready to show it. On the day of your test, our technician will walk through that process with you so that you can present that exhibit when you're ready.
Great. So I'm seeing some highlighting of the numbers. That's definitely helpful. We got the arrows there to draw attention to some certain lines.
And if you are interested in using these tools to draw attention to particular parts of the document, just get in touch with our technician on the day of your test. Ask them how to use these features, and they will walk you through how to put those arrows in and highlight certain parts.
That's awesome. I like that laser pointer too. It really draws your attention, so everybody is, on the same page, so to speak. So, since communication is made up with body language, and it's actually 55% of communications made with body language, clients ask me, hey, how do I get this recorded? How do I make sure that I get those subtle movements and I can use them in the future? Can we get this synced to our transcript? I don't necessarily want a videographer, but, I want this recorded. How do we do that, Tom?
NAEGELI provides a remote videographer service that will emulate the live videographer in the room. Your videographer will call the on and off times, start and stop the recording when you are going or coming back from breaks, and they will produce an MP4 clip that you can sync to the transcript, that you can refer back to see how the deponent was acting during the questioning, and it can also be used to settle disputes with opposing counsel.
Well, sounds super helpful and, gets that taken care of. So here we go. How does one even go about coordinating something like this? Like, how do we get all the participants connected? How is everyone going to show up on our remote depo day?
Well, once you call our scheduling department, they will reach out to our video department with all of the participants' info. The video department will then send out an email with a link for you to connect for your test and the day of the deposition. The test is important, and you will have a slot that we will schedule with you in the days leading up to the deposition to verify that your hardware is working and that you're comfortable connecting to the proceeding on the day of the deposition.
Right, so it sounds just as simple as, clicking a link. It looks like this is what it's going to look like on your screen when we get you connected there. You can see all the participants very clearly, whether you're on a laptop. There's one of our technicians actually testing. Here's how the exhibits would be displayed. So that is super helpful, super clear, and everybody's able to connect. So that is awesome. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are we one of the only, if not the only firm in the nation that provides a live technician for every single one of our remote services from start to finish?
For every single one. If you schedule a remote video conference with us, you will have a technician overseeing your proceeding from start to finish.
Wow. That is incredible.
Yep. The technician will also greet all of your participants as they are joining and address any technical issues or concerns that they may have right from the get-go.
Great. So how do you even go about scheduling one of these? You know, you're ready to get your cases connected. You want to get appearing remotely. How do you do this? So as you can see on the screen, you can call 800-528-3335, and you can ask to speak to one of our scheduling team members, and they will absolutely get all those details from you and get you set up, no problem. You can also email schedule@naegeliusa.com with your details, and we will also get you set up that way and placed on our calendar. So if you want to help make up for that 55% of communication that occurs through body language, make sure you mention you want that remote videographer added to your assignment at the time of scheduling, and we will get that set up for you as well. All that you need to give us is each participant's full name, their email address, and their telephone number. We will then get them tested and get them connected with their link from start to finish so that they are comfortable and confident on the day of their deposition. When it comes to the exhibits, please make sure you email them to us as soon as possible, as we want to make sure all the materials are distributed properly and that everybody is prepared for the day of at the very latest 2 days before. And you can email those exhibits to schedule@naegeliusa.com.
Sam, do we have any questions that came in?
Will NAGELI do a remote deposition without a live technician?
Absolutely not. We have tried it, and about 90% of them will fail. You know, somebody will drop off their kid pulls the Wi-Fi router or something, and they're off and nobody else realizes it. But our technician makes sure that everybody stays on from start to finish, and they have, the participants' information so they can give them a call and say, hey, I've noticed you dropped off. Let's get you right back on. They also help, with the security measures, making sure, that nobody else joins unwelcomed and, keeps your deposition running fluidly from start to finish.
If somebody's late to join, they will also reach out to that participant to give everybody that has already connected a status update so they know when to expect that other attendee.
Great.
Should I pre-mark my exhibits?
Please, please. If you're submitting them electronically, it helps to save them as individual files before you send them to all of the participants or to our scheduling department. If you plan on submitting hard copies, we request that you pencil in the number that you plan to mark that exhibit as in the bottom right-hand corner so that the court reporter can organize them and then sticker them efficiently when you decide to bring them up.
Can everyone appear by phone only?
Yeah, definitely. We can get you set up with a conference call. You don't really need a technician because it is just a call. So we give you that telephone number, we give you that passcode, and you just join right away via phone. So that is not an issue whatsoever. If you're having that bad hair day, you don't need to join via video.
How do you swear in the witness?
So different, all states are different, all states are unique, but what NAGELI does is we make sure we know everything about each state. So when you are ready to conduct your remote deposition, we know exactly how to swear in that witness for you. So that is nothing to worry about as we make sure that it is done properly and accurately the first time.
Can each participant appear from a different device?
Yes, it doesn't matter if you're appearing from a VC unit in your firm and you need to connect to somebody on a laptop or a cell phone, an iPad, whatever. We will connect all of those different devices to the other device of choice that your attendees choose to use.
What if the deponent does not have an email address or laptop?
That is not a problem at all. Our video department will check out a laptop that we can send to the deponent's location that will be cleaned of everything except for the platform's icon that we use. They can then call into our video department or call into their attorney, who can then provide them the meeting ID to enter.
What are the safeguards to ensure the breakout room is private? And could my client accidentally leave the room?
Well, we will have that dedicated technician that will oversee the proceeding from start to finish, who will prevent anybody from leaving the room accidentally. If they do, then the technician will jump in to reach out and connect with that participant that left accidentally. Or if they somehow find themselves in a room that they weren't intended to be in, that technician will grab them and put them back into the main meeting. That's all the time that we have for questions.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us today. You know, we've been in business for over 40 years and we look forward to assisting you with your next remote deposition. Thank you so much for choosing NAEGELI Deposition and Trial.